Hello, this is Ravza.
And this is Beza. Today we're going to be talking about...
Let me guess. Are we going to be talking about how much you are scared from insects?
You are so funny. Anyways, as I was saying, we will be talking about reptiles.
Like snakes?
Yeah, and much more.
I have a fun fact about snakes.
Wow, you are so eager to talk about snakes. Let's hear it then.
Snakes shed their skin a number of times a year in a process that usually lasts a few days. All animals shed their skin. Some just do it in a more grandiose and visible style. While humans shed millions of skin cells every day, snakes and other animals shed a layer of skin in one continuous piece, a process called ascedesis, which occurs between 4 and 12 times a year. Did you know that?
Wow, and why do they do that?
2 reasons. First, while the snake's body continues to grow, its skin does not. Kind of like when humans grow out of their clothes. A roomier skin layer is generated and the old layer is discarded. Secondly, shredding or sawing of the skin removes harmful parasites. How it happens is even more interesting than why. Just prior to shedding, the snake's skin begins to turn bluish and its eyes become opaque, hindering vision. Within a few days, the snake will rub its head on something abrasive, like rock, to tear open the outer layer.
Then they start shedding, right?
Yes, exactly. Then they work on the tear, crawling through tight quarters, sliding out of the skin, leaving the old skin inside out, much like a child peeling off a sock. The process can take from days to a couple weeks, depending on the size, body condition, and environment. It's critical that the snake remain undisturbed during this process. Snakes have eye caps instead of eyelids, and if these thin layers of skin do not properly shed, blindness can result. Remaining skin can also harbor parasites, possibly leading to disease and bacteria. The intact segments can also restrict blood flow, potentially leading to the loss of body parts, in extreme cases, even death.
Oh, that was actually a really interesting fact. Shedding is really essential for them.
It really is. Here is a more detailed video about this topic.
Hi guys! Can you guess the title of my next video? Hurry up! Write your guess in the comment section below. Why do snakes shed their skin?
Wait, I'll explain. When a snake grows, its outer skin layer called epidermis does not grow or get bigger with it. Hence, the snake sheds its epidermis periodically to allow further growth of its body. In addition to this, shedding also helps remove parasites present on the epidermis.
So does the snake buy a new skin?
No. First, listen. Before shedding, the snake grows a new epidermis beneath the old one and secretes a fluid between the old and new epidermis. This fluid helps separate the old epidermis from the new one. Once this is done, the process of shedding begins. To remove the old epidermis, the snake rubs its head against any hard surface, creating a tear either near mouth or near nose area. Then, it drags and wriggles its body against any hard surface and slowly slithers out of the old epidermis. How do bees make honey?
No idea.
Do you have a fact, Beza?
Of course I do. Even I bet it's more interesting than yours. Nearly all reptiles are cold-blooded. Cold-blooded animals, like reptiles, amphibians, and fish, become hotter and colder depending on the temperature outside. For example, when the sun sets at night, their bodies are cooler because it is less warm outside. When the sun is out, however, their bodies soak up the heat and become warmer.
What are warm-blooded animals then?
Mammals and birds are warm-blooded. which means that they can make their own body heat even when it is cold outside. Whether it is sunny and hot outside, or there is a snowstorm and it's very cold. Warm-blooded animals have body temperatures that usually stay the same. Humans are also warm-blooded.
That makes so much sense.
I even have a video for this.
Warm or cold-blooded? Did you know that the different types of creatures on this earth are either warm-blooded or cold-blooded? Warm-blooded means that the animal keeps its body temperature the same no matter what the temperature outside is. Cold-blooded means that the animal gets hotter or colder based on the temperature outside. Mammals and birds are warm-blooded. Whether it's sunny and hot or ice cold outside, the temperature inside their bodies stays the same. The food they eat creates energy that warms their bodies up when it's cold, and when it's hot they cool off by sweating, panting, or shedding. Reptiles, fish, and amphibians are cold-blooded. When the sun is out, their bodies soak up that heat and get warmer. And when the sun goes down, their bodies cool off just like the temperature outside. They warm themselves up when it gets too cold outside by shivering, migrating to warmer waters, or hibernating. Warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals have lots of other things in common, but how they manage their body temperatures will always be a little different.
That wasn't nearly as good as mine.
Yeah, right, you probably don't even have a new fun fact.
I actually don't.
Okay.
Too many people, alligators, and crocodiles look very much alike. It turns out crocodiles can't stick their tongue out, while alligators can. Not only that, but the tongue shape and position of a croc is completely different to a gator. That's a pretty important distinction, especially if you spot a gator-type creature laying beside a pad out in the Everglades in Florida. Gators can be fairly relaxed when a person walks past, while the croc might snap your legs off. But why is there a difference at all? After all, aren't the two creatures closely related?
Yes, they are. So why can one stick out their tongue while the other can't?
Crocs have a membrane that holds their tongue in place on the roof of their mouth so it doesn't move. This makes it impossible for them to stick it outside of their narrow mouths. That can be handy for the reptile when snapping its jaws shut rapidly. It wouldn't want to accidentally snap its own tongue off when eating prey. Alligator tongues, meanwhile, run along the full length of their snouts, which can be up to 2 feet long.
Wow.
At the back of their tongue, they have a palatal valve, which is a piece of flesh that stops water getting in when they are submerged. It kind of acts like a seal. It also means that gators can open their mouths underwater to catch prey. According to Ben Tabley, the head of herpetology at London Zoo, and yes, they can stick their tongues out.
Actually, I know a video about this.
On to the video then.
Ahoy! Let's think. Today we answer the question, what's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? At first glance, if you've ever seen an alligator or crocodile, they may look similar. Both families come from the order Crocodilians or Crocodilia, so it's not too surprising that they may share some characteristics. So how exactly can you tell the difference? When looking at the two, there are about 4 key external features you can see that will help you tell them apart: snout, colour, teeth, and dermal pressure receptors, or DPR for short. One of the easiest ways to tell the difference is the shape of the snout. Both animals have very long snouts, but a crocodile's snout is usually longer and shaped like a V. An alligator's snout is more broad and shaped like the letter U. Due to an alligator's snout being more broad, their bite is also more powerful in order to break the hard-shelled prey that's more commonly found in their habitat. Colour is also another easy way to tell the difference between the two. Alligators are usually more dark greyish in colour, while crocodiles are lighter and a tan colour. This is due to where they live and helps them blend in with their surroundings. These next two features might be a little bit harder to see, as you wouldn't want to get too close to either animal. With regards to teeth, crocodiles have a more toothy grin. When their mouths are closed, you're able to see a crocodile's lower teeth. An alligator's upper jaw is larger than its lower, so its bottom teeth are not as visible. If you're ever able to get close enough to see their skin, you may notice small black specks along the skin of each animal's jaw. These are known as DPR, or dermal pressure receptors. A crocodile will not only have it around their jaw, but throughout their body as well. DPRs are used to detect small changes in water pressure. Other differences between each animal includes their habitat. As mentioned, they each have different colours, and this is due to where they live. Alligators usually live in fresh water, such as swamps and rivers, which is why their skin is darker. Crocodiles typically live in salt water. The reason for this is due to the functioning salt glands on the crocodile's tongue. An alligator also has a salt gland, but for some reason has lost the ability to excrete salt from its surroundings. Crocodiles also tend to be a bit longer and more aggressive than an alligator, who will more likely run away from humans. But if you ever see either out in the open, you're more likely to run first before you can test that theory. So that answers the question, what's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? That took some thinking.
So, do you have any fun facts left?
Of course I do. I never run out of them. One of the longest-lived species on the planet are the reptiles. The Aldabra tortoise can live to over 150 years, and alligators have an average lifespan of 70 years. The ball python snake can live to be 40 years old. Snakes are reptiles, and almost 2/3 of the world's snakes are non-venomous. Of the 500 species of snakes that are venomous, only 30 to 40 are harmful to people. When you do the math, that means only 2% of the world's snakes are harmful to people. Reptiles exist on every continent, except Antarctica, and are animals kingdom's most diverse species.
So we should stay away from Australia.
No, but be cautious. And in the United States, more people die of bee stings, both from allergic reaction and quantity of stings, than those that die from snake bites. The single most dangerous reptile is the Komodo dragon. While it is large, it is somewhat slow-moving. The Komodo dragon has the most bacteria in its mouth than any other creature. One bite can cause an infection that enters the body and will kill even the largest animal. The Komodo dragon doesn't chase the prey. Once bitten, it just slowly tracks it until it finds it dead. Thanks. I guess you're going to give our last fun fact.
I will do that. Healthy oceans need sea turtles. Did you know that? Sea turtles are a keystone species, which means they're an important part of their environment and influence other species around them. If a keystone species is removed from a habitat, the natural order can be disrupted, which impacts other wildlife and fauna in different ways. Turtles help control their prey. For example, leatherbacks help manage the amount of jellyfish in the ocean. Hawksbills help reefs by eating sponges that compete with them for space.
Oh, I also know that turtles help control their prey. For example, leatherbacks help manage the amount of jellyfish in the ocean. Hawksbills help reefs by eating sponges that compete with them for space.
Exactly! Hatchlings are also an important source of food for many animals. Birds, fish, mammals like raccoons and others rely on plentiful hatchlings to survive during nesting seasons.
They're important for coastal economies and native communities. Many places rely on turtle watching or diving for jobs and income, and a number of indigenous communities revere sea turtles as part of their cultures. Plus, there are emotional and psychological benefits to seeing a sea turtle in the wild.
Are you trying to steal my facts?
No, this is the first time you actually said something interesting, so I just wanted to tell more information.
Okay, I was just kidding. There's one last thing though. Green turtles grazing on seagrass is an important way to keep seagrass beds healthy. And healthy seagrass benefits many species and stores carbon.
And here's the video.
In this video, we are going to learn about turtles. But before we dive into these turtle facts, let's cover the basics. Turtles are cute animals that are famous for their protective hard shells and their slow movements. Hey, do you already know what type of animal a turtle is? What type of animal is a turtle? Uh-huh. Turtles are a type of animal called reptiles. Turtles are reptiles. Wow, so what does that mean? Well, here are a couple of things about reptiles. They breathe air, they are cold-blooded, and they are vertebrates, meaning they have a backbone. Breathing air is easy to understand, right? Can you take a breath right now? Right now. Yeah, you breathe air too, just like turtles and all of the other reptiles. Even sea turtles breathe air. That's right, so fascinating. This sea turtle is grabbing a quick breath of air before going back in the water. Earlier, we also mentioned that turtles and all of the other reptiles are cold-blooded. What does it mean to be cold-blooded? Well, being cold-blooded means turtles don't keep the temperature of their bodies the same. Their environment changes the temperature of their bodies. Unlike turtles and other reptiles, we are warm-blooded. That means our bodies warm themselves and keep our temperature about the same all of the time, even when we're out in the cold. If you check the temperature of a turtle, it can be all over the place depending on where the turtle is, because a turtle, just like all other reptiles, is cold-blooded. We also mentioned that, just like other reptiles, turtles are vertebrates. They have a backbone. Next time you see a turtle, smile at the turtle and say, "Hey, I know you. You are a vertebrate. You have a backbone," which is cool, okay? All right, turtle. Can you hear me, turtle? Turtle. If you would like to learn more about reptiles, we have a full video on it. You can check it out after this video. All right, time for more turtle facts. We want to be experts on turtles, turtle masters. Let's talk about this. What do turtles eat? That's a good question. Well, that depends on the type of turtle and what kind of food is around it. Turtles spend their day looking for food. They can eat things like insects, fish, worms, or different kinds of plants. Because they eat both meat and plants, turtles are omnivores. Can you say omnivores? Turtles are omnivores. That means they eat both plants and meat. It's interesting, their eating habits can actually change as they get older too, okay? When turtles are young, they eat more meat, and older turtles tend to eat more plants. Now, that's not always the case. Younger turtles can eat plants too, and older turtles can eat meat, but their diet changes as they get older. Oh, look at this. Here's a picture of a turtle with a buddy. Well, at least you would think these turtles are friends, that they're buddies. Well, guess what? They really aren't. They're really not friends, okay? Get ready for a sad fact. Turtles don't usually interact with each other. They're not very social animals, and they don't interact with other turtles. If they're in a group, they don't even acknowledge one another. They're just doing their thing. In this picture, they're eating together. They're enjoying a meal. And it would be like cool if they were turtle friends, if they were friends. But turtles don't become friends with other turtles. Turtles don't have turtle friends. They just do their own thing. But the good news is, a turtle can be friends with you. Some people have turtles as pets. Do you know anyone with a pet turtle? Okay. All right, we are ready for our next turtle fact. Did you know turtles love the water and spend most of their time there? this is actually the major difference between turtles and tortoises. Turtles spend most of their time in the water, and tortoises spend most of their time on land. Now, sometimes people get these animals confused because they look very similar and they're from the same family, but they are different because of where they spend most of their time. Turtles spend most of their time in the water, tortoises spend most of their time on land. Look at this amazing sea turtle. All turtles spend most of their time in the water, but none as much as sea turtles. Sea turtles are all about the water. But even sea turtles spend a little bit of time on land. In fact, female sea turtles lay eggs on the shore, and the baby sea turtles make their way to the water once they hatch.
Unfortunately, it seems we are nearing the end of our program. I hope you guys enjoyed this awesome journey into the world of reptiles as much as we have.
Which of these facts do you think was the most interesting? Be sure to let us know.
Thanks for watching Fun Facts with RNB. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned to Fun Facts with RNB on NTR with Trixot. Goodbye!